This is just incredible. I'll be totally honest with you, I was super skeptical about this whole 4-block thing, but now, man oh man, let me tell you what changed my mind. Howdy everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome. It's really great to have you join us today. Yep, Fractal FM4 is in my hands and I have had it for about a week now on loan from my very good friends over at G66. Huge thanks to them for arranging that. And let me tell you, to say that I'm blown away by what just 4 blocks of amps and effects is capable of would be a total understatement. This thing is crazy good. And it is super simple to operate to boot. Literally 5 minutes after taking it out of the box and turning it on, I'd created my own presets and scenes. And then I sat in my studio and immediately wrote a track that you'll hear in a bit. And I wrote it in just 20 minutes. Yeah, that quick. That's how inspiring this thing was. I was like a giggling school kid. It was such a blast to do. I was so inspired and excited that I actually called up Sook Riot, my buddy at G66, and I told him how much I loved it and how quickly I had written something with it. Yeah, he probably thought I had gone completely and utterly nuts, but you know what? I think I had, because this little AM4 is just stunning. And I want one permanently, yeah. So the highlights, it's a Fractal, it's awesome, go buy one, have a great day, here's the track, see you next time, end the video. Okay, I'm just kidding. So if you know anything about Fractal Audio's amp modeling, you'll know that it is absolutely top of the mountain stuff. This tiny little box, which can easily fit into a gig bag, has all Fractal's legendary amp models built right into it. That's over 240 amp models, which are super accurate. Everything from the sweetest Fender cleans to the dirtiest high gain amps on the planet, like the EVH5153 Stealth. Yeah, I absolutely love that one. And they are active models rather than static models, which means that the amp models, the functions, the elements and the controls work as in the original amps. That's because the actual circuits, tone stacks, tube behaviors, etc. have been modeled. So when you turn a knob, it does exactly what you expect it to do. It also has a ton of Fractal's amazing effects built right into it, albeit a cut down version of the effects list. But there is everything that you could ever possibly need, including multiple compressors, drives, modulations, think chorus, flanger, phaser, etc. Filters, enhancers, stereoizers, tremolo, rotary, EQ, gate expander, wah pedals, delays, which sound insanely good, reverbs, including a bunch of the awesome cloud verbs. Like I said, there are multiples of each, like the delay for instance. There are 29 different types of delay available. Yeah. Everything that you would need to create fantastic presets and scenes, and more than enough to do a whole gig with, to be honest. More on that later though, because I have actually used this while jamming with a drummer and a bass player. Now, I know some folks will be wondering why only 4 blocks. Well, there are actually more than 4 blocks that you have access to. You see, in the Fractal world of FM3, FM9 and AXE-FX3, you actually have a grid system onto which you put your input block, your amp block, the cab block, which is separate from your amp block, all of your effects blocks, and then an output block as well. So let's say I'm running a simple rig of an input, a drive pedal, an amp, a cab, a delay, a reverb, and then an output. That's 7 blocks. Well, the AM4 actually has 7 blocks that you have access to. You see, what the very clever folks at Fractal have done is to hard code the input and the output into the effects chain, and then provide 4 blocks in the middle. And then the amp block is actually a combination of the amp and the cab blocks. So in reality, it is 2 FM blocks, which is totally ingenious of them. That means that you have access to a lot more than you might first expect from the AM4. The input block also has a noise gate built right into it, so you don't need an extra block for that. There is a graphic EQ on the preset level as well, and that's on an individual preset level, so you can tone shape to your heart's content for each preset that you make. You have full control over the mixing and effects routing on the AM4, and you can run the effects either in series or parallel. Under the controller, you have access to tempo and tuner settings, LFOs, envelope filters, ADSR, a sequencer, yes, you heard that right, MIDI assignments, modifiers, so you can control everything on this. Wait, that's like another 3 or 4 blocks right there, right? Yeah, just 4 blocks, by the way, yeah, 4 blocks. There is, of course, a built-in tuner which is incredibly good and easily accessible via the foot switches. And to be honest, this only just scratches the surface. There is so much to this unit. I haven't even told you about the expert mode yet, have I? If you're digging this video, then make sure that you smash that subscribe button and hit the bell notification as well, because I have more Fractal videos coming really soon and I don't want you guys to miss those. There will be some more content on the AM4 as well. Thank you so much. So one of the appeals of the Fractal units for me personally, and the reason why I have an FM3 turbo and an FM9 turbo, is the ability to deep dive into features like the virtual tube changes, adjusting the bias, adding room ambience and elements like that. And even this is included and accessible in the AM4. You can press the page left and right buttons together and it takes you straight into expert mode, where you can access a lot more parameters, or you can use the desktop software to access all of this as well. And you know, this has been really smartly implemented by Fractal, because if you don't want to dive into those settings, then you can just use the regular amp settings, just like a real amp. But if you're a guy like me who likes to build and modify amps, then having the ability to go into all those controls via essentially a hidden page is just incredibly cool and insane at the same time. And I did change the preamp tubes and adjust the bias as well on the amps which I dialed in. I like to do that. Just like its FM and AX siblings, the AM4 has 4 channels per block, which means that you can load up 4 different amps or effects into a single preset. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. And then you can set up the scenes to switch between the amps or the effects. Here's an example. When I set up my lead preset on the AM4, on a single preset by the way, I wanted to use different amps for each of my solos. So I loaded up a Solo 100 into channel A, a Cameron CCV2 into channel B, a Splawn Q-Rod into channel C, and a Record Express into channel D. Because why not, right? And then I was able to set up my 4 scenes to switch between the different amps. How cool is that? And really powerful as well. The cool thing about the 4 channels is that along with the 4 different amplifiers and scenes, I was also able to set up 4 different delays and reverbs to go with each of those lead amps. So each of my lead sounds have a different delay and a different reverb on them. The amp block automatically loads up the corresponding Dynacab with the amp that you select, and there are 2 instances, so you can blend 2 different cabs and microphones, including mic type and positions as well, for endless tone shaping. If you prefer impulse responses, then you can just switch to those and even load up your own favorite IRs onto the AM4. There's a handy boost function on the amp block as well, which is a volume boost, so you can set up your sound and then actually set up a dB boost for your solos. It's set to 3 dBs by default, which is what I usually boost my solos by anyway, so it's a really clever function which is in there, and it's accessible via the foot switches as well. On the back back of the unit, you have all of your ins and outs, your guitar in and then your outputs. You also have a stereo effects loop available on there. Also a headphone jack, 2 expression pedal jacks, SPDIF connectors, USB-C connector to connect up to your computer, and MIDI in and out via 3.5mm jacks also. The foot switches are just gorgeous to use on this and have multiple functions as well. On startup, this unit just switched between presets, but if you press down switches 1 and 2 together, then you can choose between your presets, scenes, effects, and your tuner. If you press down switches number 2 and 3 together, then you enter a quick edit mode for your amp settings, which is really convenient, and then you can page left and right to access all of your amp controls and parameters and adjust them via the encoders under the screen as well. It's really convenient to do that. And finally, if you press down switches number 3 and 4 together, then you have your tuner right in front of you and you have access to tap tempo via the first foot switch. The switches and the encoders feel really solid and really nice to use. It feels very, very premium. This unit is very easy to edit as well, either right on the AM4 itself or via the desktop software. I've done both. Each are equally easy to use. I'm very used to using the desktop software because of my FM3 and my FM9, so I defaulted to the AM4 software, but the unit is really intuitive, and I found myself actually editing on the unit on the fly a lot of the time as well, just adjusting parameters and effects and levels and things like that. Super easy to do. I mean, this is just nuts. There is so much you can do with this, and in all honesty, if I told you everything that this could do, we'd be here for the next 3 hours. I personally think that the AM4 has been really well thought out. It is built really well and feels solid and sturdy. Feels like it would last if I gigged it. It'd make an amazing backup rig, wouldn't it? Man, that wouldn't even be a compromise. Same amazing Fractal sounds, but in this tiny package, that's a total win in my book. And it all works so smoothly. I must admit, I was a little skeptical when I heard that it was only 4 blocks, but once I got using it, I was just totally hooked and have been for the past week or so while I've had this. And like I explained, there is so much more to this than just 4 blocks. If anything, having just 4 blocks was really refreshing, because that whole option paralysis thing where you can set up the world's most complicated rig in a single preset and it takes like 2 weeks to put together and tweak to perfection, and then it takes a degree in astrophysics to actually use it or understand it. Yeah, that didn't happen. Unbox, turn it on, 5 minutes later I have a preset which I love, and then I write a track in the next 20 minutes. Now that's an amazing piece of gear, for me anyways. And here's the beauty of it. If you find that you do need more than those 4 blocks, you can always expand. You've got the option to run pedals in front of the AM4 before the input, like an overdrive pedal or a compressor, or you can use the stereo effects loop, which sits at the very end of the effects chain right before the output for, let's say, modulation effects or delays, reverbs, etc. It's designed with expansion in mind, so you can add your favorite analog delays, reverbs, modulation pedals, whatever you want. And it hooks seamlessly with the Fractal VP4 effects unit as well. Leon Todd has done a fantastic video showing how well these two work together. It actually connects digitally and then you can control both together. It's pretty magical when you see it, so check out that video. The AM4 plays really nicely with external gear, so you're not locked into it at all. It's incredibly flexible. This is totally gig ready as well, man. Remember earlier I said that I hooked up with a couple of buddies to have a jam, a drummer and a bass player? Well, I set up a couple of live presets on here, one with the cabs engaged and one with the cabs disengaged. My friend Vince has a Boss Katana 50 Mark II at his studio, so I just decided to plug into the power amp in on the back of that instead of taking my FR cab. And I used the preset with the cabs disengaged on that. I just took my guitar, the AM4 and a couple of cables. That's it. How did it sound? Phenomenal. All the Fractal goodness was right there, but in this tiny little package. The AM4 sounded amazing, but I know that already because I've been using the Fractal gear for a while now and I absolutely adore the sound. But you know what really impresses me about the Fractal gear? It's how it feels and how there is a bounce to the sound when it comes out of the speakers. I've shied away from using modelers live in the past because I wanted to feel the air move like when I use a tube amp, and often modelers sound a little bit flat. This thing though, it moves air. You can feel the push and pull and the dynamics. It feels like my tube amps. That's just totally amazing to me. After we had our jam, Vince actually told me that this sounded really awesome, which made me smile. Think of the AM4 as its own thing, its own ecosystem. It's an amp modeler with effects and lots of extras. I think anybody considering a high-end modeler should seriously consider this. Actually, you know what? My advice would be to just go and buy one. I really do think it is that good. I want one. It's a great entry point into the Fractal world, and I think you guys would really dig it. I have been smitten with the sound of the Fractal units, and this one is no different. Now, this does not replace the FM3 or the FM9. Those units are capable of far more complex amp and effects chains and routing, and hence they are at a higher price. And it also is different from the VP4, which is just an effects unit and doesn't have any amp modeling inside of it. Okay, I could literally spend the rest of the day talking to you about this, but let's leave that for another video. There is a wait list for these. Yep, they've been that super popular, and if you would like one, then you can contact G66 in the UK or in Europe to get onto the wait list. I will leave contact emails in the video description below and the first comment as well, so that you guys can go and check those out. Now, I would absolutely love to know what you guys think of the AM4, both the concept of having just 4 blocks and also the tones that you're about to hear. Is it refreshingly simple or overly simple for you? Let me know in the comments. Yeah. And if you want to check out some more deep dive videos on this unit, then I highly recommend heading over to Leon Todd's channel, as he's done some fantastic videos about the AM4 already. Thanks so much for hanging with me today while I told you about my little love affair with this little thing. It is so cool, this AM4. I really do want one. If you enjoyed this one, then make sure that you subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated, it helps my channel grow, and it is completely free as well. Yeah, and also make sure that you like, hype, comment and share this video with your gearhead friends as well. If you'd like to support the channel, then you can check out my Patreon for behind the scenes and also some free Fractal presets on there as well. Yeah, and also previews of what's coming up. Or you can check out my Gumroad page if you would like to check out more of my Fractal presets, both the free and the premium packs also. Okay, time for the track. Now, I had this guitar, my newly refinished Snakeskin Super Strat, tuned to drop D, so I went for some cool heaviness with this one. I used so many amps on this track, man. The 5150 OG, the 5153, the SLO, the Cameron, the Wrecker, the Q-Rod, and much more. It literally is an amp fest, yeah. And I enjoyed every single second of it because this little AM4 sounds so freaking good. I love it. I think you will too. Enjoy the track, and I'll see you soon with another one. Bye for now.